where it gets really serious. Burnout is not just in your head, it physically changes your brain. Chronic stress can actually make your brain's fear center, the amygdala, bigger. It weakens the connection that helps you regulate your emotions, and it can even thin the part of your brain that handles decision-making and memory. It's wild.
Okay, so with consequences that serious, we have to be super clear on what we're actually talking about. What is burnout officially? Because it's so much more than just being tired after a long week.
So here it is. This is the official definition from the World Health Organization. It's a syndrome with 3 key parts. First, total exhaustion. Second, that mental distance or cynicism about your job. And third, a drop in how effective you feel professionally. And you have to have all 3 for it to be burnout.
Now this right here, this is probably the single most important part of the WHO's entire classification. They call it an occupational phenomenon. They specifically do not call it a medical condition. And that language is so deliberate because it places the problem squarely where it belongs, in the workplace itself, not on the individual. It's not your fault.
All right, so if the workplace is the problem, what about the workplace is causing all this? Well, researchers have zeroed in on 6 specific areas where a mismatch between a person and their job can lead straight to burnout. According to the groundbreaking research by Christina Masloch, burnout is what happens when there's a major disconnect in these 6 key areas. We're talking about things like an impossible workload, having no control or say in your work, not getting enough reward or recognition, being in a toxic community, feeling like things are deeply unfair, or having your job clash with your personal values.
But here's the thing, this experience isn't exactly the same for everyone. For some people, burnout goes way beyond the job and just takes over their entire life. And this is especially true when we start talking about neurodiversity.
And this is such a critical distinction to make. For a neurotypical person, burnout is generally an occupational problem. It's about the job. But for a neurodivergent person, the chronic, relentless stress of just navigating a world that wasn't designed for them can lead to a burnout that is so much deeper, one that touches every single part of their life.
Yeah, just look at how different the drivers and symptoms are. Neurodivergent burnout often comes from things like the constant, exhausting effort of masking traits to fit in, or from intense sensory overload. And the result isn't just cynicism, it can be a profound loss of skills, things you used to be able to do, you just can't anymore, and a heightened sensitivity that makes everyday life incredibly difficult, not just work.
So once you understand all that, the old advice to just, do more yoga or take a vacation feels, well, completely off the mark, right? So how do we actually solve a problem this huge? The answer lies in a really radical shift in focus. We have to stop trying to fix the workers and start fixing the work.